Well, good morning, our beloveds. We're going to try again because our another is a better physical specimen today. Her energy levels are higher. Her cognitive awareness is replenishing itself, and she's coming along. So it's easier to channel through her when things are running smoothly. So why do we come in today? The full moon, the new moon, the solstice, the equinox, birthdays, holidays, celebration, ceremony, what's holy and sacred, what is ritual, what is familiar. We would love for you all to really begin to acknowledge where you live out of habit and patterns versus where you dance with the divine. Even those of you who call yourselves very religious, it's a pattern, it's a belief system, it's ritualistic. There's nothing holy and sacred in what you do anymore because you do it because it is habit. There's nothing that really connects you to us. It's not that it's not holy and not sacred, but it is not holy and not sacred. It is neutral in its application at best, maybe a little self-serving. Oh, I go to church every Sunday. I go to worship service every Wednesday night, but there's no meat and potatoes behind it. So the question we have for those of you who do listen is, why do you do what you do when you do it in the particular manner that you do it? Was it taught to you by your elders, by your family, by your teachers, by your peers? Is it something holy and sacred? Many of you come home and you drink an alcoholic beverage every night because it relaxes you. It's a ritual. It's not holy. There is no ceremony there. Ceremony is where it is done with intention and purpose. And ritualistic things are just rituals. You do it because your brain is in a rut and it is familiar. And it is holy and sacred from the perspective of it is your ritual. Do you have a cup of coffee every morning before you go to work? It is ritual. But it may also be holy and sacred from the perspective of it meets a particular need. And for that matter, maybe even the alcoholic drink at the end of the day. But it is not ceremony like where you dance and you holler, and you meditate, and you abbreviate, where you find purpose in the littlest things. You're here for a reason, and we would ask you to maybe just keep a log for 1 day to 1 week to see what you do and how you do it. For example, when you do a food log, you may not really be aware of how much you're snacking, or alternatively, how little you're eating until you look back at it from a day's or a week's perspective. How do you live? When you brush your teeth, do you do it with intention, or do you just set a timer mentally or physically for 2 minutes to get it behind you? When you shower, are you mindful of where your thoughts are and washing away the grime and debris from the prior day or the prior week? Or is it, again, just a habit where you just go in there, wash your hair and do your stuff, not really being present and aware of what you're doing and even in what order, or minding your thoughts? When you get dressed, do you pull out your clothes with purpose and intention? Or is it more just a routine, a habit? When you choose something to eat, Is it because it's what you always have, because it's simple and you don't have to attach any brain power to it? When you drive to and from work, and of course, we're making certain assumptions here that don't apply to everybody on what the workday looks like. But when you drive to work, are you on autopilot? Are you then in the parking lot at work, not really fully aware of how you got there because you've done it so many times that you don't really have to be present? When you're doing your work and you're talking to people, are you physically present within your body? Or again, are you on autopilot? Are you staring at the screen? For whatever reason, are you reading books? Are you doing research? How are you doing that piece of your day? And then when you get into your car at the end of the day to return home, what do? Do you go home to cook? To set the intention to nourish your body with a lovely, wonderful meal? Or do you just go get takeout from somewhere because you're tired and you're not really mindful about the integrity of the food that's going in your body, more the convenience of it? And then when you come home and you eat, what do you do after? Do you sit and watch some social media program or TV or streaming device? Or do you sit with your pets and your family members, with your neighbors in the community, and do you have an honest, heartfelt conversation? And as you're winding up the day, how do you end the day? Do you end the day in prayer, saying, I thank you for my many blessings and my opportunities today, and I'm so appreciative that I got to see or do someone or something today? Are you in appreciation, or do you just say, oh my God, I am so tired, I want to go to bed, and you put your head on the pillow, just praying that you'll drift off to sleep? Can you see how even within just one day, there's so many signs and signals of where you are living intentionally, with ceremony, with reverence, with practice, and where you're just coasting, where your mind is on autopilot and you don't really have to be present and be alive or feel alive or really do anything other than to coast. Many prefer the coasting lifestyle because it is easier, but we will share with you, it's not fully living. It's not fully being present. It may be what you desire, but we can tell you with assurance that your soul came to be present within your physicality. It doesn't mean that you have to do anything other than to be in appreciation and gratitude and implicitly and inherently authentic in who you are and how you show up. There's no right or wrong way in how to do this, only the reminder that life is meant to be lived and lived fully. And when you're coasting or skating through life, you'll find that when you get to the end, you don't actually have any memories because it's just a blur of autopilot. Find moments within each day where you can really be present and then build on that practice so that before you know it, much of your day is lived with intentionality and curiosity about what else can come about. You'll find that being alive doesn't mean solving your problems, having a lot of money, being in love for that matter, or being well liked and respected by people. It just simply means that you are fully present within your body, feeling everything, the highs and the lows, and acknowledging everything in between. Life is meant to be lived and lived fully. So we would ask that you start your flame. Ask us to come in and to teach you how to live more fully and to heal those parts within you that are still struggling with false beliefs and bad habits. And it's when you give us the reins to begin to change your life that we can and we will. And you will find more glory, more glorious experiences of reverence and gratitude and grace and magnanimity. Magnanimity at the end of the day is what we are forging a path towards. So see if you can be magnanimous in everything and in all that you do. And so it is. Namaste.